evening, everybody. Good afternoon, if that's your time zone where you are. And welcome. I'm Jill, and tonight I have with me Peter.
Hello.
Ben.
Evening all.
And John.
Hi, everyone. Good to be back on a Wednesday.
Yay.
We're getting close to that weekend.
Yeah.
It's in sight.
And you guys must be getting
That's
really excited.
Jaws, Ben. It really is.
It's in the distance. It's over there somewhere.
Yeah, you guys must be getting so excited now.
Do you know what? We've had these come through the post today, so it's countdown time to a trip. So COVID tests. At least it's the right reason to have a COVID test now.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
And talking of COVID tests, I know someone. I wonder whether she's in the chat yet, but I know that she's currently at Gatwick Airport.
Ooh.
Not that we're all jealous of Claire in any way, shape, or form.
No, not at all. But yeah,
Claire, if you're listening, have an amazing time. We know you will.
And if you're not listening, we'll understand why.
I thought you were going to say if you're not listening, still have an amazing time. But...
Yeah.
Well, I hope she listens on the replay at least.
Yeah. Cool.
It's one of them things now, and I've got to say it must be a really, really peculiar feeling, because I know we've got a show coming up later this week with Senile Wandering, and we spoke about that feeling where you've got your holiday booked, you've got your bags packed, and you still don't know if you're going until you get that COVID test. And that is the most bizarre feeling.
Yeah.
It really is, because you're basically left in the lap of the gods, aren't you? Because you just don't know. That would really beat me up massively. It really would.
Yeah.
Well, they are out there now. Karina and Lee from CNL Wandering, they are out in Orlando now. So everybody keep an eye out open, and when their Shares of Waffle lands on the 15th, you can follow their adventures and the chat that we had with them. Lovely guys.
That's true.
The hardest one of those waitings for us, I think, was the cruise. I don't know about you, Ben, but
do you know what? The cruise wasn't too bad, because I think it was for work at the time. I was testing constantly anyway.
Right. Okay.
So I sort of had that sort of in the back of mind. At least I haven't got COVID to this point. But then it was like the half an hour wait. I have to admit, last year in November was difficult, but we were quite lucky that it was 3 days before we, so we could plan, we could sort of things. It was just one of those things. But now it's a day before. You've got everything ready, bags packed. It's like, you just wait. It's why in a way that I like having tests done at home. Because I know you can have it done at the airport, but I didn't want to get to the airport, bags packed, back to just check in, and it's like, I can't.
Well, that's kind of what it was like for the cruise, wasn't it? You didn't get tested until you got to the port. It certainly was for us. We were only tested when we got to the port, so there was a good chance we'd gone all the way to Southampton for nothing.
I think we are having a few technical issues, I think.
All
I can see is anyone from YouTube.
Yeah,
so if anyone is on...
I'm just checking that out, Ben, as well, because I've got.
Here we go. Just weren't sure. It was like.
No, I was wondering.
Because I didn't get the notification from Facebook again today. So
I thought they may have taken it down now, but maybe they haven't.
It's podcasts.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So, we do have some friends in the chat already.
We've got friends.
We've got friends. Yeah. Let's say hi to Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, first in tonight, Heather. It must be a good lunch break across in California. I tell you, that's it.
Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about California later on, actually, with tonight's topic.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of videos.
Ooh.
And we've got John.
Forever the team there, Ben. Goodness. Hi, John. Thank you for joining us, as always. Appreciate it.
We've got Caleb. Hi, Caleb.
Hi, Caleb.
He's just recently been on Instagram showing off the popcorn bucket. That was from Disneyland. So the Elliot one.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, I saw that. It looks amazing. It does. It looks amazing.
And it sold out very quickly as well.
Right, I bet it did,
yeah.
We have
I feel
Anna.
back to where we were earlier in the year when we had issues with Facebook and not YouTube.
And it's really weird, isn't it? It's really strange.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll probably find is there'll be a slow burn on Facebook to start with. So if we keep welcoming in people, and then obviously,
if anyone is in the chat who knows people who are normally here, who might not have got a notification, just send them a link. Whether YouTube or Facebook's working. We've got Anna who's on Facebook, and it seems to be working for her.
Anna, we're hoping to that this is stopped by November when we go, but I don't know.
Do you know something, Peter? I think that's a great question to kick all this off with, because I know we mentioned about Claire, and everything is still required as it stands at the moment. What was strange is this afternoon, and this is how quickly everything changes. As of Monday, you no longer need to wear a mask on a European flight.
No.
So that's how quick, and this is where it becomes really frustrating if you're trying to plan a trip, isn't it? So I think as it.
Oh
dear,
John, we lost
John.
We lost
technical issues.
Can we say hello to Christopher?
Are you back, John?
Yes.
Let's say hello.
Meanwhile, let's say hello to Christopher Swinehart.
Hello, Christopher.
Who is a Spectromagic fan? That is not going to be the last mention of Spectromagic tonight.
No,
we can guarantee that.
Yes. That is true. I'm not sure what's happened to John, but he's there, but he's also not there.
Oh, okay. That's philosophical. He's sort of Schrodinger's podcaster.
There's your philosophy course coming out.
Or maybe I jinxed it saying we're having technical problems, but who knows?
Okay.
Anyway, Anna, we basically we just hoping that maybe by August things will be different. As it stands at the moment, yes, you still need to test, but who knows what it's going to be like next week, next month? Who knows?
There's a strange person just come into the chat called Rebecca Atkins.
Oh, yeah, she's next door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Do you know what? We never got a chance to see Spectromagic.
No, neither did we.
No, I think it finished in 2013, which I think was year of our honeymoon, and we didn't stay late enough in the parks very often.
No, it must have been before then, because our first visit was 2010. Oh, hey, John. Welcome back.
Can you hear us?
No.
Hear me? No.
Yes,
there we go.
Yay!
Just a minute. It's not working. I'll come back out. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, technology.
It's ages since we've had a time like this where I've had tech problems.
Do you know what? I'm blaming Claire.
Well, strangely enough, I wasn't blaming Claire. It was just the power went out here for about 20 seconds, and then it cut everything.
Okay.
So give me a second. I just need to get my Bluetooth to reconnect and all that.
Yeah, that's all good. I'll drop you out. There we go.
We had a power out at work this week, which always panics everybody because we got freezers, and if it goes out and it goes above a certain temperature, your whole food is gone.
Okay.
I think freezers.
Anna wants to know what Spectromagic is, and I think there's probably only going to be one way. I think this video will play. Let's give this a go.
There you go.
Wow.
Here we go.
Let me back in. The most amazing parade and the most missed parade of all time. And I've got to say I know I get into trouble for this because every time anyone mentions Spectromagic, I launch into a massive tirade about how it was badly treated.
Didn't notice.
Yeah, strangely enough, and I'm going to do the same because actually it was criminal at the time.
Yep.
And that was going back to 2011, and they reintroduced. They did a promotion. Was it Summer Night Tastic? And in fact, it might even be 2010.
It must have been 2010. Yeah, because our first visit was December 2010, and it had gone by then.
Yeah, and so we were there the previous Christmas and watched it, thinking, and I said to the kids, "We'll come back in August. We'll see it again." And it wasn't, and it was, and you know something, it was just one of those parades that you just have just a sheer attachment to, because it's your first parade. I think that may be one of the first nighttime parade that you ever see, but it was just incredible. It was just the music. It belonged in Magic Kingdom. It was unique to Florida, and I think a lot of cast members really took that to heart especially when it was not replaced. It was the very, very fact that something that was born within Magic Kingdom in Florida was just allowed to rot, and that was wrong. It was fundamentally wrong. It was so un-Disney like and so badly done.
Just not looked after and maintained.
No,
just
no
forward thinking.
Should never have happened. And actually, as much as I'm not going to go to the Main Street Electrical Parade. We'll go there in a minute. I think more for anything, and I think Heather's just said that the music was just so incredible. And actually, I think I've said it to you guys before. It's the alarm on my phone every morning.
Yeah.
And it's the ringtone on my phone when anybody phones me. It's just such a bizarre thing. It's just that music just gets you every single time. It puts you in that Disney mood.
Lockdown. Yeah, and it was one of those ones that I kept going through lots of different tracks, and it was like it would just always come back to that one. It's like, even though I never saw the parade, I love the soundtrack. It's amazing.
John, just so uplifting.
I'm surprised that the alarm on your phone isn't the alarm. But there you go.
See what you did.
See what I did.
Nice big ringtone of 68 Guns always goes down well at times. I must admit, that's maybe that's to come, Jill. Maybe we'll get to that one.
Jill, I think we do have some Spectromagic photos, and I think what we're also going to do, Christopher, if you're not part of our Facebook group, if you head over to our Facebook page, you can check us out on the Wafflers Arms, and we'll do a post tomorrow, and we'll put all the photos of parades, everything we used tonight, and everything up on there tomorrow, so you can see it all there.
There is an equivalent to Spectromagic there was an equivalent to Spectromagic at Paris, and I can't remember what it was called. Fantillusion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it had giant Jafars turning into snakes. It had giant genies, giant Maleficent turning into a dragon. It was really, really good. I've only seen it on video.
Okay.
But
at DLP we saw the Main Street Electrical Parade.
And at Magic Kingdom we saw the Main Street Electrical Parade. We've only seen the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Yeah.
Can I just suggest something? Because Heather says she's got a few Spectro pictures as well.
Cool.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow, let's just have a Spectromagic Thursday, and just share. I'll start the thread off later on after the show. I'll put something up on the Wafflers Arms, and then if anyone's watching this on the catch up, let's just spend the whole of tomorrow going to find, because I found this really difficult, because I've got some video, but the video is in a different format, because obviously in the days before mobile phones, it was quite tricky to get video from a camera onto a computer and then back onto the old interweb. So imagine that. But I've got some real good photos. So
you had to paint it on the papyrus.
I know, exactly. That's exactly how it feels.
Just like in Spaceship Earth.
That's how it feels, though, Jill. It's just how quickly the time has moved on from
instantly getting photos and videos. Just I've got that now. It's there, and I can just search for it.
But for them all to be in the same format, that was the bit that was so frustrating when you originally started videoing stuff. And it depended on what software the video manufacturer was actually running as to what it would store on a computer. It was just
our earliest video is DLP in 2003, and looking back at it now, oh my gosh, I mean we did the best we could at the time, but things have moved on. Things have moved on.
But I'll do that. I'll do that later on tonight, and we'll get something about Spectron, because. And I think for everybody, I think it's so nice because I think every time anyone mentions Spectromagic, it receives a hell of a lot of love, which is so nice. Even from people, I know Becca said that they never got to see it, but for anyone who's never seen it, they still feed off the love that Spectromagic had. They still have that same feeling because it was truly Disney, and I think that's the bit we all miss at this present moment, because an evening of Spectromagic was just the whole atmosphere of the park changed as you got to sundown, and people did start to gather quite early for the parade. It was just a sharing. Before the parade, it was a sharing of everybody's tales of what they've done in the day. Complete strangers. It was I don't know. Time seems to have moved on.
When you're in Disney, you'll happily share anything with anyone next to you. It just feels like an open arm, doesn't it?
It does. So, but I'm gonna put it out there as well, because I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I think that's part that's been lost in the lack of an evening parade, and I think we're now in a society where it's those with sharpest elbows and kid on shoulders with an iPad to take firework photos, and that seems to take prevalence over what an evening parade did. And it was a sharing of each other's experiences, each other's Disney journey. I think the last time we got to experience that was for the Halloween party in I think 2018, and again, a lovely lady had seen that we were late to the parade route. I openly admit we knew we weren't going to get at the front, but once she heard the voices, knew that we were from another country, and she just invited. Well, usually, but she just invited the kids forward, and I just thought, she said, "Oh no." And she was a Florida resident. She said, I'm coming another 3 or 4 times. It doesn't matter to me. You guys get right in with me, enjoy every minute. And I couldn't do that, but I kind of nudged behind the kids, stuff like that. But we then spent another half an hour talking about all of the things that we love about Disney. And that was the bit that was, I think that's the bit that's been lost. And I think that's it, to the detriment of your overall Disney experience now in Florida.
Especially sort of fireworks side, where the hub can get so packed, it puts so many people off staying that time of the night, whether it would be a parade before or after the fireworks. It's one of those things, people are there talking, and then it's something else to keep people in the parks.
I think just before the parade passes by, as they say, get those song titles ready, guys. I just want to pick up.
From Hello Dolly.
Just want to pick up on Anna's comment about the 2019 Christmas parade at DLP. Yeah, we will definitely come to Christmas parades, and we will definitely come to DLP parades. So don't worry. Yes, we're going to talk those. But I think John has moved us very nicely onto the other evening, nighttime parades. Yeah. So, do we want to talk about Main Street Electrical?
Yeah, it's only recently returned to Disneyland, and I want to say thank you to Jason from Here with Magic for providing some of the videos from this.
This will be good because I'm actually trying to see if this will work. So I'm gonna drown everybody out if. Not sure if we got sound on that, Ben.
Is it not working?
Tell us in the comments, guys. Could you hear the music, or were you having to sing it yourself?
I don't think there's sound.
No, I don't think.
If everyone has in the comments, was there no?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Everyone who has seen it will have been at home going dang 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 dang.
Yeah. No, thanks, Becca.
No,
there you go.
Was there no sound?
Rebecca says there's no sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will thank us at 3 a.m. when you have that still going through your head.
No,
it's a bit like Small World, isn't it?
Yeah.
It takes 2 weeks to get.
Yep.
Small World out of your head. Yes.
Small World is the only one that could replace it in your head.
Yeah.
Oh no. Luckily, I don't think there's any mention of Small World tonight. There's no videos that I have. Luckily.
Actually, there was one more that could replace it in my head. It's not around anymore, but it's the Spectromagic song from Paris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Cool.
Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And do you know something? That's a real good thing to say, people. Even if you're driving and you are listening, we really appreciate that too. It's such a fantastic thing to know that, you know, I think technology is such that you can still drive and listen.
Yeah.
I know.
Except in the UK when you can't even use your phone at all.
No, you can't.
But don't get me started on that one. That's always another wordy rant, like, you know.
So,
unfortunately, Anna, there isn't one.
Yeah. At the moment, there are no nighttime parades. No. We can hope. We can hope that they come back. Disneyland has one again.
So what have they replaced the last bit with? The
salute to all nations, but mostly America.
Okay,
that was one of my favourite floats on the whole of the whole of that. Was it to honour America? And once again, it's that bit where being proud of the flag, being proud of your nation, and actually they've changed it.
It makes sense in Walt Disney World because you have Liberty Square.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still think it should be
anywhere else.
I'm trying to think. Also, I know it's not really a parade, but it is the Main Street it's the water pageant. The electrical water pageant.
Yeah.
The last time we saw that had the American flag. A lot of it was very similar to Main Street Electrical.
That has a 50th anniversary float now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So at the very end, this is the replacement. So I know we mentioned Small World. It reminds me a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yes, there
it's got that Mary Blair look for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's play Spot the Difference.
Yeah.
Now, can I start first?
Go on then.
The original one required lots of cast members in order to walk in front of the float and actually holding up parts of the lighting that went through. Quite a lot of cast members who obviously got paid quite a lot of money every single evening. Just saying, like.
It's not the only thing that's happened in Disneyland with cast members, and I'm going to play this because this is one not many people know about this parade because it didn't last very long. Magic Happens parade.
Yes.
Was
Magic Happens,
probably it lasted 6 weeks.
Oh dear.
Very little amount of time, and it hasn't come back since the pandemic. Funny enough, probably because the same issue with cast members.
It's cast members, and I'm not going to jump in. I could have a rant big time about this, but I'll refrain. Heather, I totally agree with your point there. As much as anybody would like Main Street Electrical Parade, I think Disneyland really getting Paint the Night back would have been would have been such a step forward. Really was. Paint the Night's a lovely parade, and again one that maybe if you get bored, send it down to Florida. That'd be even better.
Bring Magic Happens over to Walt Disney World. We need something at Walt Disney World. There just isn't because Magic Happens is great. The same parade can run at day and at night, so it's set for both. So what can you do?
There are two more nighttime-ish parades that we've missed.
2,
and they are seasonal.
Well, do you know, before we get there, can I just have a little bit of a mention? Because actually, Epcot used to have an afternoon parade.
Yeah.
And actually, when you look back now, you actually begin to wonder how on earth you managed to have a parade round World Showcase. And it was the most incredible thing. And it does have, I feel it does have a little bit of lead on back into Magic Kingdom as to the design of the current parade at Magic Kingdom. But Tapestry of Dreams, which then became the Tapestry of Nations, which became Tapestry of Dreams, was absolutely incredible. And loads of people just would not believe you that Epcot had its own parade, and it was absolutely.
I was one of those. I just couldn't imagine
we never saw that.
Knowing Epcot the way it is now, with festival food booths and everything, I couldn't imagine having a parade through that same route as well.
But it's no tighter than the Jungle Parade in Animal Kingdom.
In Animal Kingdom, well, there's another one as well. There's another one as well, Peter. You know,
and we also saw the Pixar Parade in Studios.
But
That's
the that's the Jamming Jungle, or is it
Jamming Jungle? And just again, like I say, I'm trying not to have a rant about it, because actually they played about with the timing of that parade in Animal Kingdom. They played around with the time. They played around with a lot of the parades. I can understand the one at Epcot going, because actually it must have cost an absolute arm and a leg to actually run, because it was very cast member heavy, and it was also, it had so many dancers, it had so many performers. It was an absolutely amazing parade to actually see. The issue being with it is some of the actual sort of slightly bigger sort of float material and things like that. Actually got really quite close to some of the crowd. So I think Mr. Mr. Health and Safety somewhere along the line probably stepped in. With the Tapestry of Dreams in particular.
A lot of the floats in Jamming Jungle and Jingle Jungle Parade were like enormous animals, a very sort of like African carnival. And they looked amazing, didn't they?
And guests used to be in it as well, didn't they? Guests used to sit in the if you were lucky to be chosen. Actually, talking of other parades in other parks, Studios in Paris used to have a parade.
Was that I was going to say it'd be a very short parade very now. It's a turning circle.
No, but before that they had this parade with all the normal characters, and it was based around films and filmmaking. Anyway, we were going to talk about the nighttime parades, the two seasonal parades that only happen really at night.
First of all, Halloween. Which usually you have to have a separate ticket to go to and see. I don't think they do any sort of Halloween parade outside of the special shows.
No, you just have Magic Kingdom obviously dressed from middle of August to Halloween.
Because middle of August in Florida is a great time to wear fancy dress.
And to eat lots of candy.
Well, the other side as well, and to go and collect little bits of chocolate.
That are going to melt.
And keep them in your backpack for the rest of the evening, because is
that why they give you little buckets? They end up soup by the end of the night.
That's a good idea.
And of course the Christmas parade.
Yes.
Which again, most of the year most of the season, you have to have a ticket to the special show to see. But I believe about a week or so before Christmas, it's on during the day.
Yeah. And I've got to say, I've been absolutely privileged to be able to watch that a number of times. We went twice at Christmas, but to actually go on Christmas Day and to see the actual Christmas Day parade, and I know I've mentioned it, we went with when the kids were younger, and I did put my child on my shoulders, and he was just waving. And there's video of it somewhere, so and I won't embarrass him by producing it and putting it on the show. But it's this beautiful thing, and it's just like he's shouting at Santa, who's on the very last float. It's like, thank you, Santa. And that was for what he'd received, and that when he'd woken up in the morning. And it's just like, when you look at that and you just think that is just truly what. Yeah. As a parent, it's like it goes beyond that Disney magic, and it really does. It is that true thing about
even parades. As an adult, you get caught up in it. I went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party for my birthday in 2010, and Santa was as you say, the last float, and he spotted my birthday button, and he pointed and said, "Happy birthday to you," and I was like, "Santa wish me happy birthday!"
That's just
it's incredible, Jill.
Really,
it's the most amazing feeling, and like I must admit, I know I have said this before. I know we're live. If you've got young children listening, then just pretend that I'm not talking about Disney. But we were, that last Christmas, or it might even be 2008, 2009. But we went to Disney Springs, took the kids to see Santa. We've not been able to take the kids to see Santa ever again, because he was truly Santa.
Yep.
He was the Santa.
Yep.
There is no other Santa, and it was just that complete feeling. Even as a grown up, how stupid am I? But it's just incredible, absolutely incredible, and that is the power of parades. It's the power of that Disney magic, and it really is. So, Wendy, boot to you. Amazing parade, absolutely incredible.
It really is. It's
and just for the great diggers, Headless Horseman, the whole lot is just.
It's worth the ticket price, I think, just to see that, because it's not something you're going to see every day. And just to answer Anna's question, that in August, Magic Kingdom will be decorated for Halloween, because I think you're going out at the same time as Claire. So
I think the theme will be get some water, get some aircon.
And some pumpkins. Surrounded by pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
I think as well. I think as well, Anna, it depends. If you go late August, it does take that real sort of drift towards it. I know with the Halloween party starting the 10th of August or whatever, that kind of happens kind of overnight, and it adds a little bit of extra detail into the park. It doesn't completely take over the park.
Yeah.
So do go enjoy it, and actually you can get some really good Halloween photos. So that when it does come to Halloween at home, you can actually have them there, and you can actually.
That's a good tip. Yeah.
You can remind people of this is the way the Americans do Halloween. It's much better than we do in the UK.
Yeah. They do Halloween. We sort of it's half Halloween. But
Anna mentioned DLP. DLP don't have a separate parade in the evening for Christmas and Halloween. Their parade is every day anyway for Christmas and Halloween.
Okay. But the Christmas cavalcade, which they've had over the past few years, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it started off as a sort of literally 10-minute thing that ran a couple of times a day. And it ended up getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time Anna went 2019, it will have been amazing. We love the Christmas parades at DLP. It's just joyful and fun, and just my favorite thing is you have guys running around who their costumes are little toy planes, and they've got sort of British Airmen moustaches, like hello, and they're sort of going around like these little planes.
No stereotyping there, Jill.
I love the little airmen. Well, they're being toys, so but I love the airmen. They are my favourite bit of the Christmas cavalcade. Yeah.
Imagine we're all in Walt Disney World, and it's June, so hot. I know, Jill, Peter, you're probably going to struggle with the heat, but you're waiting for the 3:00 parade. As we know, it's on at 3:00. What happens when in June?
Don't that is such a fantastic gag.
I know. When is the 3:00 parade?
I stopped short of buying that T-shirt. That T-shirt has followed me around, and I've desperately wanted to buy it. And I thought, no, I can't buy it, because actually the only word I can't repeat the word I always said whenever I heard someone asked what's the times of 3 o'clock parade.
So you're waiting for the 3 o'clock parade, and as typical Florida fashion during the summer, it rains. What do you do? Do you go back to the hotel or just stick around?
You stick around for the rainy day parade, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is just amazing.
Really
there is a whole different version.
Yep, that was the cavalcade that we saw last year. So where normally it would have been the parade, but it's
yeah.
There
is a different version of the current Dream and Shine Brighter show at DLP as well. If it rains,
yeah. So, yes. We were lucky enough to see both.
Yeah,
right.
When we were there.
Can I think a real good honourable mention actually goes to the Celebrate a Dream Come True parade from Magic Kingdom.
That was our first.
Now, I think there's a couple of pictures there. Yeah. Now, I actually, and my kids will say, I was a bit of a grumpy one about this to start with, because actually, I was a bit. We can go and get short queues. Short queues, don't need to sit and watch the parade. I'm that type of guy. But actually, I grew to absolutely adore this as a parade. It was just the most incredible thing. And I think the sight of it, just if you were at the hub, the sight of it coming up Main Street was just something quite bizarrely amazing.
Yeah.
And it just drew you in anyway. The music was just something else. But one of the best occasions we ever saw it was when you had that traditional midsummer Floridian downpour at 7 minutes past 3. So the parade had started, so they couldn't put the delay on the parade. And what we saw was basically Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton. Choose your F1 driver of choice, depending on your era.
World's fastest parade.
And they were basically told, let's get this parade through the park as quickly as we possibly could. And it wasn't in time with the music or anything like that. It was just the parade just driving through. Yeah. And it was just like, it was one of those days, the cast members.
Yep.
And they were all, it was just like, meow, straight past you. And it was, and you can understand because there's so many costumes were getting absolutely obliterated. Even everybody in the park had actually drawn back from the parade edge to try and get some form of shelter. It was that wet.
Yeah.
And it was just, I said, just turn around, enjoy it, because you'll never see anything like that again.
Yeah.
Because how they'd actually been allowed to go, given the fact that the actual forecasting and the modelling of weather across it is so amazing. But it was superb. Caleb, totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Just such an amazing parade, and it drew you in. And like I say, I started off a bit of a Mr. Grumpy Gills about it, but Celebrate a Dream Come True parade really left you with that whole essence. Again, I take it back to Spectro. It's that watching a parade, being left with a song and an uplift to your entire day.
Yeah.
And even you'd find yourself, you got back to the hotel of a night time and you've still got that Celebrate a Dream Come True. And there's some better by them than me, I hasten to add. But it's just amazing. Absolutely beautiful parade, much missed.
Yeah.
And I would say I truly still miss that as a parade. I think it incorporates.
There are certain songs in parades that just trigger that sort of feeling. And I have to admit, when we were in Disneyland Paris last month, the Dream and Shine Brighter was just incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was just hearing the music, it was just amazing. And I think Disneyland Paris is very lucky that they seem to get the slightly better songs of Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
It's interesting. For this show that they've got now, Dream and Shine Brighter, they've definitely gone back to something that they used to do a lot, which is weaving classic Disney songs and little snippets of Disney songs into the music, and not necessarily the characters who are there. It's really brilliant. I mean, they go from Miguel, Proud Corazon, into You'll Be in My Heart, from Tarzan, which is not represented in the parade at all. So but it's talking about heart, and it's just so clever. And I just want to sit there and sometimes just write down all the songs and just make sure I've spotted them all. But it's too much to see. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
So, question to you guys and question to everybody in the chat: where is your favourite place to watch a parade?
That's not what I thought you were going to ask. I thought you were going to ask what was your first parade. But there you go.
Where's your favourite place? Do you have a favourite place?
Frontierland.
WDW or Disney?
Wherever's your...
I'm going to say, well, we tried to watch the Christmas parade in Frontierland, just out by the shops. And it was typical. It got rained off. We thought we'll miss the first, because it was the last Christmas party in 2019. And it was raining all evening. We thought, okay, but the first one went ahead, and we thought, okay, if they're running the first one, they're running the second one. But they didn't. So we ended up missing it. But we managed to see the special Christmas edition of the Rainy Day Parade, which was amazing. And it was great because you were there, but with the shops at Frontierland, you were covered.
Yeah.
So
because usually that is a good tip, is if you can stay till later, if you have got absolute tiny ones that you need to get home to bed, it's a lot quieter. The second parade, I don't know if it's the same for Halloween, but definitely for Christmas, the second one is a lot quieter. But we found it very dark in Frontierland. We found it much better lit from Main Street.
I don't think there's a wrong place to catch the parade, unless you've turned up late and then just. But sometimes even then, just catching a parade
in the middle of the afternoon parade.
Yeah, there's a wrong place.
If you're in Frontierland in WDW, don't stand by the river.
Yeah.
Because the sun beats down on you quite hard.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
I got so hot I nearly passed out.
Yeah. Stand outside Pecos Bills or something like that. That side of the street. Side. Yeah. Because we just roasted. But no, we had a secret passed on to us by the great and late lamented Jeff, which was the Main Street bin. trash can for our American friends. Yeah. If you position yourself behind a handy trash can, basically nobody can suddenly pushing your way and stand in you, and you can lean on it, and you can put your food in front of it and your drink in front of it.
You can set your tripod up on it.
And
you can sit your children on
it.
And
just say it.
And a certain dwarf might fall asleep on it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes, we had that.
I'll tell you a little story actually. Talking of bins, when we were in Disneyland Paris, there was a cast member. While we were waiting for the Dream and Shine Brighter, there was as they're trying to get everyone back on and not off the main bit where the parade's going to be. There was a bin in the way. A cast member moved the bin out of the way so this family could just stand there and watch.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
It was just
great.
It was just nice to see.
Yeah.
My favourite place is possibly the same in both parts because it's basically on Main Street. But if you stand with your back to the train station, it's on the right, just as it comes round the corner.
Yeah,
that's a really good place to see it.
Yeah. I'm going to say there's no bad place to be.
No, there isn't, but there are places that are better than others.
And I must admit, I've tried so many at Walt Disney World, and just I kind of get into trouble for always sort of seeking out somewhere different. So it's not the same as the last time we were in the hub, blah blah. But I was trying
last time, and
actually I tried to find the bit. For me, what I really enjoy is just because you get the castle in the background with the parade float at the front, is maybe that view, sort of not quite in the middle of the hub, It's just sort of slightly to the right when you're just coming from the path from Tomorrowland. But then I get into trouble because, like you said, Peter, it is an absolute hothouse there.
It is.
It's 3 p.m. for the middle of the day parade
as well.
It is. You actually feel your trainers really burning up. From the heat from the ground, and I'm not being funny. You really feel as if you're melting. And you've just got to be careful. There's other times as well. I've gone and found different spots, and I like to try and get it so you get a parade float from the side. And then as it turns a corner, you actually get it as it comes towards you. And it's just that, again, it's a photography thing. And rather than just trying to take everything with the same background.
And also a tip from Claire is make sure you stand by a shop that's got the doors open with the air conditioning.
With the aircon on the back.
Because you can watch it and you've got some air conditioning behind you.
Yeah. No, that's
Anna,
cool. I like that.
Anna, at DOP by the castle entrance would normally be a good place. However, for Dream and Shine Brighter, you don't want to be there.
No.
Because they park 2 big floats right in front of it and you can't see through them properly. So it's best to go somewhere else.
In the hub.
In the hub or certainly further around.
Yeah.
So what was your first parade? Ben?
I'm trying to think. Okay, we were only 13,
must have been Festival of Fantasy.
No, we didn't see it then. It probably was Festival of Fantasy was our first parade.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There was that other one they used to do that. It's one that only ran like 10 minutes.
Move it, shake it.
Dance it.
Dance
it. That's
move it. We always called that put it down, you don't know where it's been.
Yeah.
Because they changed the name of it about 6 times. It was move it, shake it, celebrate it.
Celebrate it.
Dance and play it. Move it, shake it, mouse and something or other.
Mouse so could dance it.
Yeah, we just used to call it move it, shake it, put it down, you don't know where it's been.
Every time there was a new name.
Yeah, I was going to just relate to that because I know Caleb had mentioned about the Celebrate You by Corbin Blue.
Yeah,
and they tended to use that as the opening for that first part of that parade as well, Jill.
Yeah.
And that was always an intriguing one because it again just made you sit up and it made you sort of pay attention, irrespective if you were in the shop. It dragged you out the shop and just made you sort of get out on the main street, get yourself there. I'm trying to think. I think I did see. I saw a daytime parade way back about 2000, and I can't. In fact, I can't remember the Magic Kingdom one. Probably it would have been Tapestry of Nations.
Okay.
Because I was a bit of a pain in the neck about when I was. I didn't want to go to Disney, so to sell Disney to me on the back of Epcot was possibly the best way of doing it. I think that probably would be the first one, but I think the one that sticks completely with me, like where we started, it's always going to be Spectromagic. It's in my blood. It's in my whole Disney entirety. Irrespective, we're over 12 years since it disappeared, went dark, but it still shines bright, and that to me is you start looking back on different things that throughout your Disney journeys, and everyone's got something different to tell, and I think parades are such a massive part of it. I think even when Festival of Fantasy, we've not really spoken a lot about that yet tonight. When that was first mooted, and it, again, Disney went through this spell where there was no afternoon parade, and the parks are lesser place for any parade. I still think Animal Kingdom misses the Giant Jungle Parade.
Absolutely,
I think it really does. And you're not given the changes in Animal Kingdom. I fully accept you're not going to get many floats around that place anymore.
No,
but it's missed, and I think that's the key part to it. I really do feel that it's good to have an afternoon parade. Totally accept that. Magic Kingdom is massively missing an evening parade, and I know I've ranted on about this, and I think ever since it was said that they weren't going to bother themselves, they were just going to put another firework display on and blah blah blah. Yeah. The whole thing is being based around certainly cost cutting. And also I think an element of safety within Magic Kingdom, because actually, and I think this is where they sell it, and I do get the fact that to go from a park that's totally packed to the rafters to prepare it in the way that they do for a parade, and then for that parade route to be completely annihilated, and then everyone to gather for the fireworks. I can get that, because actually there were times, particularly when we had smaller children, it became quite tricky to actually get to where you wanted to be in time for the start of Wishes. I can understand that, right? But to do without a parade altogether, I think you're missing a trick, and the place is lesser because of it.
And I think maybe they hit that sweet spot with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Mickey's Not So Scary, because they can have the less people in, because people are paying to be there, and they can control how many people. But maybe that's what I don't know. It's how many people want to have a quieter park. Would they pay more for a quieter park? Which I know Disney would probably prefer, as long as they get the same amount of money at the end of the day, but have a nighttime parade.
Our first parade is one that didn't last very long. It was a DLP, and it was called Imaginations. As in Nations of the World.
Okay.
And it was mainly, the floats didn't have any people on them because they were massive. I mean, massive. And they were giant Disney characters with elements of the different continents. So Pluto was Europe. Goofy was the Americas. And they were massive, and they had giant things like Big Ben and the Statue of Liberty and all the other things. It is available on YouTube, and we have it on a video. I should have done it, but it is a very, very rare parade to see. It's not done.
It only ran for, I think, less than a year, and it was our first ever visit. And I think that was what made me get the whole thing about the parks, was watching this parade. It wasn't just a case of some bland trucks with a load of characters on them. It was something that had involved real creativity and imagination, and something that you really couldn't see anywhere else. It was amazing.
And there were these female cast members going round they were on motorized, but they were big dresses that represented different continents again.
Big hoop skirts.
It's definitely worth a look if you can find it.
One reason it didn't last long was because the floats were so enormous that they were actually quite dangerous. Yes, I think wasn't Goofy? Isn't Goofy the Statue of Liberty on it?
Yeah, Goofy's the Statue of Liberty.
So he has the crown on his head and so on.
I like that. So have we all seen Festival of Fantasy? Yes, it is one that I think I've got a video here from when we saw it in 2019.
That's shot from my favourite spot that I mentioned.
And that's my favourite float. I was going to say,
the first time I think we saw Festival of Fantasy, that was in 2019. Just every time that we'd binge, we just ended up missing it, and it was just thought we must do it. And it was like, I think our last day or second to last day, we're in the Magic Kingdom. It's like we've got to go and do it.
Oh, you have to. Now, I think if nothing else from this show tonight, I think what people, if you're planning a trip, do go to that nth degree of putting the time aside. Yes, I was that grumpy person to start. Think, I could get on a ride when it's maybe a little quieter, because inevitably it is a little quieter.
Yeah.
But you've got to watch the parade. The parades are just amazing, and they really are the part and parcel of every holiday. They're the bits that you remember the most.
Yeah, they are.
And that's the bizarre thing. I think if you get to the stage where you are on different rides and you're enjoying them, don't get me wrong, but the parades is what actually really does it, isn't it? It really does. It's so special. Anna,
us too.
it is. It's totally that.
We can't.
It's totally that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ben and Jill.
Yeah.
Who has the best Maleficent dragon, WDW or DL?
Walt Disney World. I'm going to say that because that was the first one I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jill?
no, I think
DLP's works more often.
Yeah, but it's the unexpected.
Yeah. DLP's is much more steampunk than WDW's. Yes.
Suits that parade slightly better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. One thing I know I think we mentioned this before the show. If anyone is watching on YouTube, we were on 549 subscribers before the show started.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And we have ticked over to 550.
Yay!
So we'd like to say thank you to whoever has recently subscribed to our channel, and let's see if we can get to 600.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
join us next time in the chat, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. 550 people is just a massive step for us. So we really enjoy that. So yeah, just put a little subscribe button. You want to.
It's
And
great.
also click the like button if you like us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And tell your friends. Share. Say, what are you doing on a Wednesday night? Come and join these bunch of people talking about Disney.
We have a lot of good stuff coming up. Or a lot of stuff coming up, haven't we? We've got a special birthday episode.
We have.
Coming out.
Oh yes.
On the 1st of June.
Yeah, 1st of June. Not the 1st of July, as I trailed it in the upcoming middle of the month show.
Yeah. John, you're just focused to ahead. It's like, okay.
I was getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself. That was it. It's just
John, don't worry about that.
It's all right.
1st of July is a birthday,
don't worry about that.
and it is Waffler's birthday.
1st
It's
of June.
Becca's birthday.
Yeah, 1st of June. See, it's all right. You see,
don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
See, the nice thing is, Peter has actually done the editing for the middle of the month show. So what Peter's trying to tell me is, he's sorted it.
Yeah.
And I'm just fessing up. I'm fessing up.
If John's voice changes slightly and it sounds a bit more like Peter, you'll know why.
So June. But no, thanks, Peter. I appreciate that.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll take another look at it just to make sure. And if it's gonna ruin it, then I'll leave it.
It's okay.
Leave it.
It'll keep people on their toes.
Yeah. If anyone's, I tell you what, if anyone's in the chat, right here we go. Anyone's in the chat, just come back in another couple of weeks' time and just say, look, I spotted the deliberate mistake in the middle of the month show. Just saying.
Yeah,
and besides,
the naughty stuff.
I'm hosting the birthday party, and I'm already looking forward to that. So yeah, if it's in the show, Peter, don't worry, I'll be able to take the mick out myself again. Grumpy Old Git, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, like prison life. Yeah, love that.
We are going to do all sorts of celebrating on our 3rd birthday. Can you believe we're turning 3?
That is true.
3.
Yeah.
We're going to have to start paying for tickets, for food. We can't eat off buffets anymore. It's
it's terrible.
You can go on more rides, though.
Do you know something bad? That gag never gets any better. Every time I hear it, but it's dead funny because it is that whole thing of like, oh no, if you're on 3, you're going to have to pay for everything at Disney.
We did it a couple of years ago in the Dibcast as well. So
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
We'll turn 3 at one point.
Yeah.
And get older and need to eat more food.
We've been doing this for 3 years. It's amazing. Wow. And all the friends that we've made along the way.
I can't believe it's been 3 years. And also, actually, if anyone has been following us on Facebook, they'll have seen a post we put up last week. So if you have any messages, whether it be audio or video, that you'd like to send us, if you just record something, and you can either send it to us as direct message on any of our socials or to our email address, which is waffleon@gbmickeywaffle.com.
Yeah.
So we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I can't believe 3 years.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
it is amazing.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That is true. We mentioned earlier Karina and Lee's are currently out in Florida. So their show is out on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all lined up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you're looking for them on social media, it's CNL Wondering, because they're already posting some really nice things that they're already doing.
Yeah.
It's just a nice way of just catching up with them as well.
We had the pleasure of actually
today, actually.
And yes, listen in, because you need to hear the Disneyland Paris story with us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a bit of an issue with, as everyone does. What ride are you looking forward to going to most when you go to Florida at the minute? Rise
Small
of
World.
Resistance. That's true. Yeah, Rise to Resistance in the queue for 20 minutes, then they close the ride.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That was their first ride today. And it's
no.
like, so fingers crossed they're going back later in the evening to give it another go.
Oh, they are such lovely guys.
Yeah. Can I just go back, Grumpy Old Git, so people's views on Aer Lingus and actually the Aer Lingus stuff going across to the States? To be really honest with you, any flight going across in that direction at the minute for me would be the biggest flight, the best flight that I could. It doesn't matter if the price is right. I would go via Iceland, Timbuktu, or wherever at the moment.
Balloon.
Yeah. I've even tried to suss out if I start building a boat now.
Yeah.
When I can set sail from the North Sea and go the long way around. We'll go the long way around through the channel. And, we should be there by Christmas. I'll get to see that Christmas parade again.
If it's going via Dublin, then you do American immigration in Dublin, which is always handy.
However, that's a nice segue in that if you do want to know any questions about planning a trip, we know some people that you might like to talk to.
Yeah, that is very
And that would
true.
be the guys at Portwood Travel.
Yes.
And whilst we're talking about them, I should have mentioned at the start of the show, because I'm not quite sure, since she's 18, she's not going to get to the end of the show and realise I wished her a happy birthday. But Katie, who's Neil and Karen's daughter, it's her 18th today, which is why Neil and Karen aren't in the chat. They are out to celebrate her daughter's birthday. But Anna, the long flight. It's the suspense. It's part of the whole thing.
You've also got 60+ podcasts of the Great British Mickey Waffle to listen to.
Hey, that's a thought.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
That's torture, isn't it?
Yeah, it does sound as if it's going to be daunting. By the time you've watched a couple of films and you've listened to a couple of podcasts and you've watched the Sky Map and found all the bizarre places you've never heard of,
the food that's been served, and it flies by, literally.
But see what you did there.
Yeah,
I know. But Heather, Cosmic Rewind. Yes.
We
are going to do. Hopefully, all tech working well. We'll be going live various times throughout our trip because we're out there in a few weeks' time. So if you just make sure you probably already subscribed and enabled notifications. So we look forward to sharing our thoughts on Cosmic Rewind, because everything I've seen of it so far looks incredible.
It does, yes.
So you're right.
I can't wait.
Surfbum's going fishing.
Wow.
That's it. Oh, excellent. Say hello to Cape Cod for me.
Yeah,
that is the most amazing part. An amazing part of Massachusetts. And I've got to say, John, I was there. It must have been 1979. I went to Cape Cod.
Wow.
As a little nipper. That's it.
And which Disney character lives in Cape Cod?
There's an obscure one.
Yeah.
Pardon?
There's an obscure one.
Which Disney character lives in Cape Cod?
I do not
What surprises?
Duffy.
Duffy the Disney bear. Yes.
It's not far enough away.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Duffy.
Duffy and do a show on Duffy.
Live in Cape Cod.
The imposter bear. That's it. Don't get me started.
He's massive in the Eastern Parks.
Yeah.
The Eastern Parks adore him.
I know. Yeah. Oh, don't get me started. I'll say something I'll regret.
Yeah, and Grumpy get I'll check with Simon and Lisa actually, because I've got them on a chat. Double check what they did spend. I know they had a few vouchers, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What they spent, but it's one of those things. Whatever it costs at the minute, we will get.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If you any little saving helps.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, say hello to Carlos for us as well. That'd be good.
Yes.
Just say hello, Movie Mania. Nick has joined us right at the very end as well. So thank you, Nick, for joining us.
Hi, Nick. Yeah.
This is good. I love this. At the end of the show bit gets longer each week because people just join us right at the very last 10 minutes.
John, every time you say end of the show, I keep thinking Ant and Deg. It's like end
of the show.
I.
Yeah,
it's the end of the show. Well, we're going to go for another hour then, wouldn't we? You know.
Easily could.
Oh yeah, definitely
brilliant.
Well,
can I also just say
it's been amazing.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to watch any of those parades, as much as I would love to say, I've got a YouTube channel that you can go and watch all my old footage of Spectrum and all that. Just go and put Spectromagic in as a search on YouTube. Go and enjoy it. Hi Lisa.
Hi Lisa.
Hi Lisa.
Hi Lisa, and then we'll say we can't say hello to you at the end, but you never know.
Claire is on her way to the Magic.
She's currently at the airport.
Yeah, Grumpy old gets missing Claire already. Look at that.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah. I thought it was just tell us she's in a week's ban. That'll be it.
By the way, we might have a new listener soon. My dentist.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Oh,
I wore this.
Have you told him it's like pulling teeth?
Well done. I wore this shirt to the dentist today. My
Disney Cruise
Line shirt, and we got talking about Disney in Orlando. So
I'm getting all the dad jokes in now while Claire's not here, just to keep it going.
Yeah.
He wasn't at 57 Wallaby Way.
No, he wasn't. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well done. That was very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Nemo reference.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Well, guys, it has been a blast.
Yeah.
Talking about parades. I've got so many tunes running through my head now. I'm going to be jumping on YouTube and I'm going to be reminding myself of so many old favorites and looking at ones that I've never seen before and never will see live, just to soak up all the magic. So I hope that everybody's enjoyed getting together and talking parades tonight. It didn't rain on our parade. There you go. There's our second song reference.
I just want to answer Grumpelkit's question quickly. I don't think Claire's going to vlog this trip, but I know she's going to be sending me lots of videos. So if you keep an eye on our socials, and I'll probably put some up on our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
So we'll have quite a lot there as well.
Cool. I thought you'd find it.
It's really subtle. It's really subtle. And can I also say as well, go and check out. There's a piano version of that on YouTube. It is beautiful. It is simply incredible to watch.
Cool.
That's not my mum. Thank goodness for that. It's not me mum.
So, Ben, would you like to tell the lovely people where you can find us and how they can follow us?
Yes, of course. So if you're watching the show for the first time, I want to say thank you for getting all the way through. Sometimes we normally go for an hour, but when John's on, it goes normally a little bit longer. Would you agree?
No, it's not. Because I've watched the shows I'm not on. It goes longer and longer every time when I'm not on.
That's because
I get the blame for it.
John, because normally you're the one pressing the button to end the stream. We're not sure where it is. But yeah, no, part of the Great British Mickey Waffle, we are doing so much in a minute, as we've already mentioned. But to find us, you can find us on podcasts. We're on your favourite podcast platform, whether it be Apple, Spotify, all the socials, so TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at GB Mickey Waffle. If you fancy one of our Waffle on t-shirts, you can head over to Redbubble or TeePublic. The easiest way to find everything that we do is on our website, which is gbmickeywaffle.com. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
It is. I think it is. Can I also just say as well, a massive thank you to everyone who's joined us in the chat. And I know it was a bit tricky at the start with Facebook, so we'll spend a little time having a look and see what happened with Facebook. And it's one of those things. Grumpy Old Git, I did ask about Claire doing vlogs. No, she doesn't. No. But she will come back and tell us all about it.
She will, definitely.
And I think that's the beauty of what we'll do, and hopefully she'll get a bit of video as well that we can put up on either future Wednesdays or certainly we can share with people.
Yeah.
On future shows when we're doing the podcast as well. So, it's the best of both, and I think that's the nicest thing with everything opening up again. We've been able to do DLP. These lucky people are all booked up for Florida. So if anyone does find a nice cheap deal, apart from Paul, obviously, just let me get in the Wafflers house. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But don't tell me family.
Oh,
solo trip.
Yeah. So I think the parade marshals are ushering us all.
Calling. They're on the phone.
They're trying to wind us up. Yeah, and they're ushering us on the phone. Yeah.
It's time.
So I think as the parade comes to a close, I think there is only one thing we have left to say, and that
Spectromagically.
And that is
Waffle on.
Waffle on.